The final shape is just around the corner, and now is as good of a time as any to start prepping. No, I'm not talking about bounty hoarding, that's stupid loser nerd shit. I'm talking about build crafting! Bungie has been gracious enough to give us a sneak peek at the new prismatic subclasses and exotics, so I am being gracious in return and giving you 3 Prismatic Titan builds for when the final shape drops. This first build is the one I'm most excited about trying because I feel like it really encapsulates who I am as a content creator. It's all about going maximum Titan, just punching everybody's f***ing head clean off, while simultaneously going completely unnoticed by the Destiny community at large. The build is as follows: Spirit of the Assassin, Spirit of Syntheseps, Thunderclap, Knockout, and Rat King. Spirit of the Assassin makes it so you go invisible when you get a powered melee kill, and Rat King makes you invisible when you reload after a kill. Thunderclap has a 16 meter range and a gigantic 7.5 meter wide damage cone. Spirit of Syntheseps grants 100% additional melee damage for 5 seconds when 3 enemies are within 15 meters. This allows you to one-hit melee any resilience value. Essentially, the gameplay loop is a spam invisibility and punches, becoming the least subtle assassin of all time. Invisibility makes it easier to get within 15 meters for Syntheseps to activate, and then it's clobbering time. Thunderclap makes it possible to take out 3 enemies at the same time since you can one-shot without having to charge it thanks to its gigantic AoE cone and the Biotic Enhancement damage buff. If you're within Biotic Enhancement range, then your ass is within Thunderclapping range. Knockout is great for getting health back on melee kill and for making it easier to land the Synthos one-hit kill when using your standard melee attack because of its enhanced range. In terms of fragments, you're going to want to equip melee-oriented ones. Facet of Dawn makes it so powered melee hits make you radiant, and Facet of Blessing starts health regen upon scoring a melee kill. Facet of Protection gives you damage resistance when surrounded by enemies, which has amazing synergy with Spirit of Syntheseps. Finally, Facet of Balance gives you melee energy when rapidly defeating targets with light damage, and since this is a melee build, more punching means more winning. This next one is a classic Sliq build that's going to get so much better that it makes me want to shit blood. What you need is the following: Spirit of the Abiant, Spirit of the Horn, Dranger's Lash, Shackle Grenade, and Wish Keeper. You've been able to combine Dranger's Lash and Kepri's Horn for a while now, but the fact you can also now combine this with Abiant Leap is absolutely bonkers. The additional 2 suspension waves and increased tracking make a world of difference for securing your free suspend kills. Shackle Grenade gets a bad rep for being kinda shit, but there is a trick to using them. You have to bounce them off a wall or ceiling first. When they hit a surface, they break up into 3 separate munitions and cover a much larger area. Attempting to throw it directly at an enemy makes Shackle Grenade significantly more difficult to land. Witchkeeper is there for even more suspending, and also because it's really funny. When you suspend an enemy, Witchkeeper gets bonus damage and a faster reload and draw time. Basically, anytime you suspend a single target with Dranger's Lash, you should kill them with Witchkeeper to build up the necessary stacks for the hipfire trap. For the energy weapon, I would suggest a solar weapon like Drang because solar kills give class ability energy when you have Kepri's Horn equipped, but I don't know if that functionality transfers over. The prismatic exotics have been simplified to streamline the experience, as well as probably to keep them more balanced, so Spirit of the Horn may only grant the fire wave and not the ability energy regen. For the fragments, I would recommend Facet of Hope and Facet of Purpose. Facet of Hope increases your class ability regeneration when you have a subclass buff, and Facet of Purpose gives you a super element dependent subclass buff when you pick up an Orb of Power. Pair this with a Reaper mod, and every time you pop a barricade and get a suspend kill, the orb you make will cycle back into even more barricades. I already did a video on the final build because of how good and fun it is, but guess what? It's getting even gooder and funner. The final build revolves around the following: Spirit of Severance, Spirit of Contact, Frenzy Blade, Consecration, and Monte Carlo. The whole point of this build is crowd control. Consecration will cause the targets to erupt, dealing AoE damage to nearby enemies. Then they'll blow up again because of Spirit of Severance, which releases an explosion when defeating opponents with a powered melee. Furthermore, on top of all the explosions, Spirit of Contact will create a series of thunder strikes, dealing further damage to nearby enemies and jolting them. By using Frenzy Blade, you get access to 3 charges of Consecration. So not only are these explosions better than they were before because of the additional thunder strikes and jolt, you also triple the amount of Giga explosions you can create. What the f***? Monte Carlo obviously is there to regenerate as much melee energy as possible, and there's a 25% chance on kill to completely refund a full melee charge. You can literally go from 0% melee charges to 300% melee charges after 3 back-to-back kills. The odds of this are only about 1.5%, but that's more than 0, baby! Furthermore, after you get a Consecration kill, you get Markov Chain ×5, which is 33% more weapon damage. You can also activate the bayonet stab that comes with the catalyst, which gives you 50% of your melee charge back when you land the stab. For fragments, I'm once again recommending Faceted Balance for more melee energy and thus more Giga Explosion uptime. Facet of Dawn is also a good choice once again, as it takes your bonus weapon damage up from 33% to 46% with the combination of Radiant plus Markov Chain times 5. Facet of Justice makes it so your ability Final Blows create another explosion when you are Transcendent, which is the new Prismatic Quasi-Super buff thingy. So now you can create 3 back-to-back explosions. First, the Consecration Ignition, then the Severance Enclosure Bomb, and finally the Facet of Justice Detonation. Is it just me, or is it really Smithereens in here? Facet of Ruin increases the size of solar ignitions, which is obviously great for increasing the effectiveness of Consecration and thus leaving an even bigger crater where there used to be a dude. And that does it for the builds. Which one was your favorite? Do you have any build crafting ideas of your own? Let me know below. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Otherwise, go f your mother. You'll be upset when your team loses this match. I mean, what happens? That's what. Here's what happens, chat room.